Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So we went live once. We thought we were live. This is our second time going live. I just woke up. I was taking a nap and I set my alarm for 7 p.m. and I slept through my alarm. So there you have it. So I apologize that we are late. And Eric OBX Picker will be joining us, but he's on the road and not home yet. So thank you guys all for coming out. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody waiting. I see Carol. I see Dawn. I have not looked at the chat because I jumped up on here really fast. Hello, Greg. Nice to see you. Greg was live on Noel's channel this morning. So I am going to let Regina go first and introduce herself. And then I will let Julian, and then when Eric gets here, we will let him. If you're watching the replay or listening, thank you. A few people told me they listened to the show like a podcast afterwards. So thank you guys for watching and listening after the fact. And I'm going to make Miss Regina big now.
All right. Hi, I am Regina Michelle, and I am from Alabama. I am a wife, a mother, and my real job, I'm a social worker. I've been a social worker for about 20 years now, and I got into reselling because I always like going thrift shopping. I used to go to the thrift store for trendy clothing, and I started selling on Poshmark, and I progressed to eBay from selling on Poshmark. And I've been selling for about 10 years now. And I do have an eBay store. And mostly I like to sell clothing. But right now I'm trying to explore different things and just trying to get out of selling clothing and just trying to get familiar with different hard goods and vintage items.
All right. I am going to make you big, Mr. Julian.
Hey guys, my name is Julian, also known as the Bearded Thrift Machine here on YouTube, and I've been a full-time reseller now for going on 14 months, 15 months. So 2021 would be like another full year of it. I do have a YouTube channel, which I do like what sold, haul videos, and the day in the life of me being a full-time reseller, and that's about it. I try to sell like I'm not staying away from clothes, but the only thing I don't sell really is like women's clothing. But everything else I sell a lot of. I sell a lot of golf clubs, tools, and I'm getting into electronics because I'm finding them more. But other than that, that's about it.
Okay. And I am Kat, and I just woke up. Greg says I look like a beauty queen. I feel like a deer in the headlights. I do not have makeup on except for my lip gloss. So, whatever. I got out of bed, ran here, and luckily Brad remembered it was Tuesday. He did remember at 8 p.m., but that's okay. It's better than later.
That's not bad though.
I somehow knew I was going to sleep. That's why I set the alarm. But, sometimes you need rest. I did go back to work on Sunday, and I was out for over 10 days. So that was, of course, not fun, when you aren't at work. Yes,
Yeah.
Sell it all, flipping dad. And Richard. Yeah, and I go back tomorrow, so I need to be really careful. I am one of those people, I have 10 alarms set on work days because I will sleep through them. And I have to set the alarms that you have to do math problems for them to shut off.
Oh, wow.
What happens if you don't know the answer?
I just snooze it. I have complicated. You have to do like this times this plus this times this.
Oh, yeah.
Because I will just, if it's easy, I'll just do it and go back to sleep. Hey, Red Dirt Picker, thank you for coming in. I know I have a bunch of messages sitting there for me. So if you message me while I was napping, I will answer you after the show. Hey, Vintage Greek Girl, thank you for coming in. I know I haven't talked to Regina yet about her sales today. Julian, where are you at for your sales today?
Couple hundred.
Okay, so you'd normally do like 250, 300 like I do.
Yeah, it's a little bit less.
Regina, what do you do normally, like average, and like how has this week been okay for you?
It's okay. See, like I'm a part-time reseller and, I work a full-time job. I forgot to mention And I also play for a church every Sunday. And so I'm very busy. So I just try to keep a goal of listing one item a day. So I have maybe like one sale a day. So over the weekend, I did have 4 sales, and I just got a sale today. So
nice.
yes.
Yeah, my sales have been crazy today. I was talking to Julian about it earlier. I'm sitting at $559 today. And shipping today was hectic and it was horrible. We had a lot. If you're on my Instagram, you saw some of the sales. We had a lot of very awkward and big things like the Ethan Allen mirror. Hey Dom, I was just telling everybody, I have your message is up on my phone right now. I slept. I overslept. I am frozen.
You are
okay.
frozen.
Okay, I will be back. Julian, why not? You know, I oversleep and then I'm frozen. I will be back. Julian, talk.
Yeah, so yeah, sales, they're doing they I have to have them. If not, I can't pay my bills. So that's exciting when I get them. That's
Yes.
the other day though, usually I do pretty good. Usually I'm, my sales are pretty decent, and I didn't get like a sale until 8 p.m. at night, and it did go it caught on fire after that. So because once I get one, it seems like I get like at least 3 or 4 right after that. I don't know. eBay, I think, is like, we haven't given you a sale in a while. And I noticed if you're like, I'm going to quit eBay and go to Mercari, you usually get an eBay sale within 30 minutes. Y'all should try it.
Wow. They must know you're sneaking over there to Mercari.
That's right. I'm like, listen, I don't like eBay anymore. I want to go to Mercari. And boom, sale.
It's funny though, like I told Julian, the other platforms have been not, I would say on fire, but compared to eBay, not. However, they've been pretty impressive. We shipped out over $100 on Mercari, over $100 on Facebook, and over $100 on Poshmark today. So it was, yeah, it was pretty legit. I was really happy with that. So mom came and cross-posted more with List Perfectly. And I don't think I've gotten any more sales. Hey, Leroy, thank you so much for the super chat. Watch, let me find my dolphin.
Dolphin.
Super chat.
I appreciate that. I do see all you guys saying hi. I will not lie. I am not even fully awake yet. So I see all of you saying hi. And I do appreciate it. We have 87 in the chat, so thank you all for hanging out with us.
Yes, I just started.
Listen, I'm a punctual person. I promise. I do not start. I think this is the first show I've started late ever. So yeah.
Yeah, usually you're super early, but sometimes you need sleep,
Sometimes you need sleep. And I am fully better is the thing. I'm not sick anymore. I'm just, I don't know.
Wow.
Work was rough though. Work was really rough on Sunday. It was not a nice day. I went back and my first day back was in the ER, which is one of the hardest places to go. And yeah, so that was not fun. And yeah, have you found anything good lately, Regina? I know everybody saw, I've been a few of my really good like thrift finds out thrifting have sold pretty fast. Have you found anything really good thrifting lately?
I have just nothing really significant, just because I haven't been in maybe about 2 weeks, but just mainly clothes, nothing really significant. I've just started listing on Facebook, and I'm glad I did because I already made a sale on Facebook, and it's so easy to list on Facebook, and the fees are cheaper than eBay.
Yeah,
So
Facebook has went to 5%, which is still better than anything around. Like you cannot beat that.
yeah.
And I was telling Julian hasn't like hopped on the Facebook train yet. But it has been, I sold the Nightmare Before Christmas comforter on Facebook for full price of 60 plus shipping. They paid $80 for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've had big sales on all the platforms, which has kind of surprised me.
Yeah, a lot of people shopping online now with this pandemic, so it's a good time to be a reseller.
Rescue and Resell was sick, 2 negatives and negative flu and got dressed. That's not me. I am perfectly happy to stay home and not be dressed in my pajamas. I wasn't raring to go back out. So I'm glad you were feeling better and out of quarantine, which I did as well, just to be safe, even though I was negative as well. Candace, that is awesome. Candace is saying she listed her first item today. That is always exciting for sure. So Candace, you'll have to tell us where you listed it, if you went to eBay or if you're trying something else. I know I've seen some people asking, and I had a friend from work ask, and my suggestion was Mercari. Mercari and Facebook with shipping, I think, are a little bit easier for newer resellers just to kind of get their feet wet. But I feel like, and I see people asking all the time, I actually responded just before my nap to a question in a Facebook group. Somebody asked how long until they get their first sale, but it really depends on what you're selling, you know? And because a lot of people have like 200 items and they're making sales like crazy, where like I have 2,600 and I average like 10 to 15 a day. So if you're selling popular stuff that sells really fast, you don't need to have very many items at all. You could have one item and it'll sell. But if you're selling harder items, it's gonna. I feel like I didn't see regular sales until I had about 500. What do you guys like? How many sales are you getting? Like Regina, how many do you have listed, and how many sales a day do you average?
Right now I have 366 items listed, and I try to list every day. So mainly I get one sale a day. And on the weekend, I get maybe between 4 and 5. Now, if I list more, like in the past, I was listing 2 to 3 items a day, I would get more. But right now I'm trying to keep it at 1 item a day, because that's just comfortable for me with everything that I have to do. And just recently, I purchased a booth. I'm a vendor at Iron Bell Pickers, because I don't like to ship hard goods. So I'm storing all of my hard goods and breakables in my booth, and I'm driving traffic from Facebook Market. So and I've already made some sales from my booth, and so it's a new venture for me, and I'm very excited about it.
I saw that video pop up in my feed, but I have not had a chance to watch it. I think the booths are awesome, and if I had one close, I would probably do it, because as everybody probably knows, I like to pick up those bigger, heavier
breakable things.
Listen, we could not, like the Ethan Allen mirror today, and what else was big and bulky? There were like 4 things that I just couldn't find boxes for, and I'm like, and Brad's in the background, oh, my wife, don't worry about how to ship it, just pick it up and list it. I'll figure it out when it sells. And that could be detrimental, but I have a ton of boxes, so I did find boxes, and Dom is exactly right here with this comment. Like, you guys have to do what's comfortable for you. I obviously push myself very, very hard, and not everyone wants to do that or can do that, you know. I'm like, I go, and obviously I nap as well, so I do rest in between all of you. Jocelyn, you're alive. Hi.
Hey.
Brad's screaming, like, I haven't heard from Jocelyn in a day and a half. I'm worried. I'm glad you're here, Jocelyn. Yes, worry about shipping it is probably better advice. But I won't lie, I'm not going to start worrying about how to ship it. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Because, I mean, worst case, you can go and buy a box to fit it, or you can build a box.
Oh, yeah.
But I keep almost every box, especially we get a lot of like, I do Amazon subscribe and save. So they send it all in a big box. So I keep those big boxes and we tend to have boxes that'll fit it. And it's funny. Oh, Richard is saying Regina is at 968 subs, guys. Yeah, let's get her to 1,000 during the show. We have 104 people. 32 more. Look, I could do math. So you guys go and subscribe to her. Dave, I have not watched anyone's video in 2 days now. So don't take it personal. I've talked about it before, but I am not a video watcher at home because I want to spend more time with Dalton and with family. So I do not watch videos typically while I am at home. I watch them in the car and I watch them while I'm at work. And I've been out of work for 10 days. So I am very behind on video watching. So those of you that I normally watch videos have probably noticed that I have not. Am I frozen again?
Yeah, you're frozen. Yeah, I was going to interrupt you, but you're on a roll. You were chatting, and I didn't want to.
I was chatting.
Yeah, I didn't want to say, hey. You kind of look like the thing behind you just sitting there. Just chilling.
Oh.
All right, I will be
Your
right
whole thing
back.
is actually frozen there, yeah.
Julian, talk a lot.
Yeah, so you're up to 975 subscribers, I think.
Oh, wow.
977. You'll hit 1,000 here in a second. I'm trying to get my right. I really have a red face. I'm really not that. I don't have a tan. There you go. What is that? How are you all doing? Workspace. That's terrible. I would definitely not live wherever. Where do you live at? It was cold. It was cold 2 days ago in South Carolina. It hit like 40 degrees. I had to wear a jacket. It was terrible.
Yes. It's cold here in Alabama.
Yeah, it's been cold.
Like it wanted to snow today.
It was in the 30s this morning here. It's been really cold. And I think Brad said like towards the end of the week, it's going to be warming up. The big thing for us, because we don't get it much, is we have a lot of plants. Like Brad's having to like bring in plants every time it gets cold. And it's been getting cold a lot lately. So I'm trying to make sure. And if you guys are watching the chat, if you see questions that I missed, definitely let me know. Look, Leroy's trying to take a commission, Regina. Look at this.
Leroy. I'll share with you, Leroy.
Yeah, you're 983. You'll hit 1,000 very
We
soon.
will get Regina to 1,000 today for sure. I didn't know you were that close, and I normally pay attention because I do watch Regina's videos. I didn't even notice. Hey, Miss Noel, thank you for coming in. I was watching Noel and live earlier this morning. That's one I listen like podcasts. So I have YouTube Premium where it can play in my pocket. So some of the talk shows I will listen to. I don't chat a lot when I'm at home. I tend to keep it in my pocket and do what I'm doing. And I was pulling items this morning. Thank you, Donnie. We appreciate you subscribing to Miss Regina very much. I think Julian, you're up there now, aren't you? You're like 1,300. Where are you at?
Yeah, I should hit like 1,400 soon.
Nice.
14.
That's awesome.
I've been doing a video day for
my
8
gosh.
days. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, didn't you do a video day for like a month or something, Kat? I'll tell you,
I did a video a day for, I want to say 3 to 4 months. I did it for a while.
Wow.
That's draining.
Commitment.
Yeah, and Jocelyn does it every day. Like more power to you. I thought about going back to it, but I don't think now if I went part-time at work, I might consider a video a day. But I think the big thing is you have to, and I'm sure Julian's learning, you have to find content. So it's where like I would have to go thrifting to make Thrift With Me videos if my sales are low. And I don't like to make my what solds if I don't have like at least 20 items to go on them because I like longer videos. I tend to stick around the 20-minute mark. And that's where I like to stay. Oh, Julian, I saw somebody calling you out for your short videos saying they wanted longer.
Yeah. So I was like, make longer videos. I was like, you know how much talking that would be? I'm horse after my 9-minute videos. Soon I'm just gonna be making like sit with me videos. Just sit for 9 minutes and stare at me because I got nothing to say. You do run out of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you do. It's really hard, and that's when I stopped doing one a day, is when I was struggling to come up with like, what do I put out now? You know, and when you're struggling, I think the content suffers. So that's when I pulled back to the 3 a week, and I've even skipped like my Sunday one sometimes if I don't have something to talk about.
Yes, I'd rather have something to talk about and give the people some substance. My thing is I overthink everything when I'm trying to do my editing. And it shouldn't take me that long, but it usually take me about 2 days. I'm just overthinking everything. But I think YouTube just want to see the consistency.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. And I tell it, like, even if you're only going to do one video a week, I think YouTube it's like on the same day. And just like you said, like one a week every week, and they see that you're doing it. Harry Humstone is in the house. Harry gave me wrong arm. Sir Andrew back there. Thank you for coming in, Harry. I appreciate it. Yes. Julian talks fast, and when I first met him, I'm like, do you really just talk like that? And he said yes. I was like, okay, keep talking like that.
It's just like a stream of stuff, and then I pause for a second to think and take a breath, and then it's going again. So
yeah,
my girlfriend can't think. Yeah, I just get it all out, and then after I did like 40 what's sold in less than 10 minutes. And
wow, that's just crazy. And he's been like talking about the stuff too, so that's really fast for that. Yeah, Michael, I'm assuming your 2 offices you picked up are at work, so that sucks that it's eating at your time. Even though I was sick, enjoyed being home for that long. It was nice. And coming up in February, I took off 2 Sundays, which means I'll have 5-day off stints, which will be nice because I'm hoping the shed will be here. I actually called the shed company today and said, you know, can I get some kind of update on progress? They said they would call me back, and they did not. So
wow.
I'm hoping it won't be, because it's been a month and a week. It has been a month since I ordered it, and they didn't really give me a specific timeline. But I know that the factory was closed the first week of January. But I'm like, okay, now it's been 12 days. Where's my shed? And
Are they building it? Do they have to build it like specialty, or is it just sitting somewhere they just got to transport it? You got to build it
because I picked where the outlets are going, and we picked where the lofts are placed, and what else we picked the colors. So it's all
so it's going to be painted like
it's wood. It's really nice. It's not an aluminum shed, it's wood sided, and it has like a 20 or 30-year warranty on the siding.
Which is shingles, like regular asphalt shingles or metal roof?
No, like it's a tin roof, which is cool because my house is a tin roof. So we got the 10 on the shed to match the 10 on the roof of the house, which would be nice.
It's gonna match very well. Now you can get a whole lot of inventory.
No, Brad was like, listen, Brad, and he's right. He's like, you know, you probably have enough to fill up the new 12 by 40 shed already. And he's probably right. I probably do already have enough. He's yelling, he knows he's right. I feel like I've been doing better, but I obviously am showing my auction and thrift hauls. But the nice thing is, like, when I go thrifting, I tend to spend like $50, maybe $100, even if I stop at like multiple thrift stores. So my business bank account is growing pretty nicely. So I'm going to probably pay $1,000 on the shed Friday, even though I don't have it yet. And the guy's like, no, you don't have to. And I'm like, no, my point when I bought it is that I wanted to pay it off as fast as possible to pay as little interest as possible. So I am still going to pay $1,000, and I would like to pay $1,000 a week, which is a very, very high goal. And that would get it paid off. And like, you know, it costs a little over $12,000. So it would take me probably about 4 months to pay it off because I'd end up paying a little bit of interest if I could take me 4 months. But oh,
That's big.
it's saying 6 more subs. Who just said they had a 12 by 24? But it was so. Donnie, that is big because that is the size of my other. That's a good first size shed. That is the size of my other shed, and there's a lot of room in it. And I think it really depends on how you organize it. Like Kevin Commonwealth Picker, his shed's 12 by 24, and it looks so much more spacious. But he made a center aisle. You know, it's almost like you're shopping, and I might do that concept in the new one on the inventory half because one half is going to be unlisted inventory and then the other half will be packing and shipping and possibly filming on that side of it. And I'm going crazy because I don't want to organize the stuff in the house because I have nowhere to move it separate. I don't know if that's just an excuse, but I feel like I want to organize it and then move it out into the shed. So I haven't started really.
Wow. It's going to be like a store/studio.
Yes. And I'm hoping it will be nice. Left Lane Finds, I am naming it That Flippin' Shed. That's the name of the shed.
That's nice.
So yes, we have
question. Kat, did you see Candace's question? It's a little bit.
Not. Let me find her.
It's under Butterfly Hustles. It's
How? Oh, I see it.
Gotcha.
So as a former collector newbie, my inventory is massive and widespread. Suggestions for beginning to fill my store. I would recommend as a new reseller to find the more popular items so they don't sit in your store because I know you're limited when you're new. I've heard as little as like 10 items by some people, but I've heard 200 by others. So depending on what your limitation is, you need to be more picky as far as what you're listing. But that'll get you really good practice at searching and the eBay solds and looking at comps and figuring out what's going to sell faster because the items that have more sold than listed are going to sell faster. And I typically don't pick up, like, say there's 50 listed and only 10 sold. That's an item that no matter how much I like it, I'm going to put back on the shelf. So, but if you already have it, that's a different story. You might not mind letting it sit there for a while, but you might reach that limit. So I would list items that are going to sell faster. Do you guys have any other advice for her? Like, she just did her first listing today, so she's brand new.
She's a brand new. I always just tell people to just try to sell things that they have around the house and sell things that they're passionate about and something that you already know about. But it just depends on how fast of a turnover you want. Like for me, I don't mind my items staying for a while in my store.
You hit 1,000 subs.
Oh,
Yay!
Good job.
1K. Awesome. Congratulations, Regina. That is
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you guys so much.
People hit during a live, which I think is so cool that everybody kind of comes together to do it. And
such a supportive community. I am so glad to be.
East Kentucky Picker, I think mine, it's almost like a house. Like there's like a 30-year on the roof, 20-year on the siding. Like it has different years for different parts of it. But this one is way nicer than my aluminum shed I have out there, the 12 by 24. And that's because I wanted this one to aesthetically, oh my God, I can't talk, aesthetically, be more pleasing. And like people are saying, oh, why the porch it takes away? Well, I want it for mental reasons.
Yeah.
I want it to look nice and inviting. And I think we're going to parallel it with our house. So, and then fence in and make a little play yard for Dalton in between the shed and the house. So we'll have the front yard, and then in the back, we'll have the little play yard for him because we're pulling all the time. And then that way, And I mean, we do have 11 acres, but he still can obviously run off, you know, and I don't want to make him stay in. He hates me making him stay inside the shed when I'm pulling stuff. He wants to go see the chickens and go do this. And today he was obsessed with finding the mail lady because she gives him Oreos. So if he hears a dog bark and he thinks it's the mail lady, he goes bonkers to go see her because she gives him a treat and he knows it. Which, oh, Eric is here. Yay!
Hi, Eric.
Hey guys.
Better late,
Literally
Eric.
just
So
got home.
I was late myself. I don't know if I told you when I read your message you were going to be late, but I slept. I was napping and I started the show 5 minutes late. So
Shoot.
I was
just
late
drove
too.
from Pennsylvania. I took a bunch of kids skiing up there this past weekend, so we literally just rolled in the driveway. So,
You're a busy man.
yeah. I've been doing a ski trip with some kids from our church for like 20 years. So every year, the same Martin Luther weekend, we go up there.
That's
Water skiing or
No, snow skiing.
I'm from Florida. Oh, Eric, I didn't even see your super chat.
Yeah.
Dolphin
No, I
time.
can't click on it. How, guys, if you see I'm missing stuff, we do have 121 people in the chat. I am not ignoring any of you. See, look, that's what Kevin's telling the truth right now on our show. It's so nice because his wife makes him sleep in it. Blue Ridge Mama. There it is. All right, let me play the dolphin. And then, Eric, after that, I will make you big because I would like you to introduce yourself.
Super chat.
I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody and I have been joking about them living in my shed, but they said don't say it. And like in one of my lofts would make a cute little bunk, you know. I think Kevin has lofts in his as well. All right. So Eric, I don't know if you saw it. Regina just hit 1,000 subscribers.
I saw that as I was coming in. Congrats, Regina. Man, that's awesome.
It is. Because you took us
I'm like thinking about my okay. Eric, I'm gonna make you big. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell people about your channel a little bit. I'm sure Richard has been dropping links in the chat to everyone's channel.
Yeah, Jennifer here as well. So
there you go.
All right. Now that you guys are getting the real view of my shed, because normally I show you the back side, but I didn't have time to do all that today. So good to see you guys tonight. My name's Eric, the OBX picker. I have been reselling now for quite a bit of time now for myself, over about a year and a half, maybe. And I'm in a shed as well. Like I've had this now since, I guess September maybe is when I got it. So been doing full time as far as reselling here since about June, somewhere around that point, you know, after COVID, kind of got a little bit more into it. And as far as YouTube goes, been doing that a little over a year. Just started out kind of like a lot of other people during COVID times, just kind of got a little bit more ramped up. But I generally host a listing live on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. Eastern till usually around 5. And then Friday nights, myself and Sam have the Reseller Roundtable. We have that going on. I have been a little slack on the pre-recorded lately, but I've got a lot of videos out there. So if you want to go check them out, they're there. And we're looking to do that pretty soon, add to the collection.
Get back on it. It's hard. I think it's more of a habit than anything. Like for me, if I'm home, I pull items, I do my video, and then I pack. And I've been doing that over a year now. So that's just habit. It's what I do. I pull, I do a video, I pack. And
that's a good habit.
Yeah, but you have to have that time. And like on Mondays, that puts us in a serious time crunch when it's, Dalton brought this to me.
Oh, Dalton is the chef tonight.
Yeah, there you go.
But it puts a time crunch, and I've had a lot of requests for shipping videos, and I do not have the time to edit them, to stop, to show. I did make, and it is a high membership level. Once we get the shed, we're going to go live when we're shipping. And that's going to be uncensored. And I will tell you guys, my mouth is not as clean as it is on here and on my pre-records. So those videos will probably have adult talk on them, especially when you're stressed and trying to ship 30 items in an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's one of the reasons I'm not going to put it out to the general public. It will be members only. And I did record though my Ethan Allen today, so that will be in my video tomorrow. I did record how I packed and shipped that. I made myself stop and do it because that was probably the hardest item that I had to pack today. So that way you can see that.
That was the mirror. The mirror, yeah. Ethan Allen mirror, yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of people get intimidated by shipping. That's the kind of thing that kind of stop people from wanting to do reselling.
Yeah, and you don't have to buy crazy stuff like I do. You really don't. But even that crazy stuff, and I know Kevin Commonwealth Picker is in the house, and Kevin does a lot of shipping videos. He is braver than I am. That's one of the other things. I don't know that I'm open to criticism from the YouTube world on how I pack. And I don't know that I ever will be open. Hey, Courtney, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Bolo Buddies is in the house, and she started her Wednesday night shows, which are awesome to learn stuff. I haven't been able to go in because I wasn't feeling well on the last two. So, but I do appreciate it. Hey, Holly, I can talk. Holly is wanting to know where you're from, Eric.
I live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. If you're not quite sure where that's at, it's the end of the earth. No, it's
yeah, you're about right.
Yeah, we're literally on an island. So I'm in an island in the Atlantic, pretty much. So if you know where the Wright brothers, like some history stuff, the Wright brothers, Kitty Hawk, that's that area. But I actually live in a little town called Wanchese. It's where they film Wicked Tuna Outer Banks. If you ever watch that, so that's where I'm at. Fishing Village.
I love that show.
Yeah, I know a lot of the guys on it.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys can fish like right on the beach. I watch videos of y'all catching like huge bluefish, but that was a while back. Like gigantic bluefish.
I know a lot of guys that do that kind of stuff, fishing that and like red drum, big red drum that catch out there.
And you can ride on the beach up there, right? Like on a take your truck out there.
Yeah, you have to pay for a permit, but
that'd be so much easier.
You're right. One road in, one road out, buddy.
Wow.
Carla, I do have a video on how I shipped and sold the dresser. It is in my videos. I will try and get you the link to that because I use UShip. I'm depriving everyone of me eating the pizza tonight. I know everybody's going to be so sad.
That's usually the talk. You got to turn the camera on.
Okay. Everybody likes watching you eat.
Just do a mukbang live.
And then everybody wants pizza by the end of the show, and you know. But I used UShip. It was pretty easy. I do still have a few pieces of furniture left. I know Eric was getting some furniture too. Have you sold any of it, Eric, yet?
No, I actually sold a piece local, not through eBay, but I just sold a piece local. And man, the chairs and stuff, I guess I'm gonna have to go back and do some sprucing up my listing a little bit on that kind of stuff because I haven't got any movement on it.
I lowered my prices on my chairs because I got them pretty cheap, my Ethan Allen chairs, but they still have not moved. And then somebody bought them and realized how much shipping was because I put in the listings on the furniture to contact me for a freight quote first. They did not do that. They bought it. And then the shipping, the chairs were like $300 and the shipping was like $400 because they were on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
And they said, stop. So yeah. Anita, mine probably is going to be fenced in. I wish I could so my house is like an L. My canning kitchen where my inventory is like the little part of the L. So we're going to parallel shed to the house and then it probably is going to be about the length of the house because it's,
Jeez.
you know, the shorter part. And then we will just fence straight from the end of the shed to the end of the house and make a little, almost like a courtyard from the shed to the house. Dalton might hate me when he gets older because that is his view out of his window is now going to be the shed out of his bedroom window, but he'll be okay.
Yes.
Hey,
This I
your
like
shed have
those little Tostino pieces. Oh, good.
yeah. One of the things I've learned
don't
about
do
being in the
snow.
shed is heat, man. Heat is a requirement.
How big is
I
your
just came in
shed?
here tonight. I was like, buddy, it's cold in here. 14 by 24. Yeah.
So it's a little bit wider.
I got my little yard sale find there.
Oh,
Yard sale
nice.
here.
Yeah.
We kept
Yeah.
a few pallet heaters and have the
Yeah.
pallet heaters because inventory wise, there's no reason to heat it like
Right.
like there is to cool it. Like here, when it's hot, the humidity will ruin inventory. So we
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
in
cool
the
it.
same boat. I do have
Yeah.
a window unit, like cooling, like one of the bigger ones. So I
Yeah.
put a window in my shed for that very reason. And I insulated everything. So
See, that's how my shed looks right now. So my new shed, I want to make. It's definitely. I know I can't get to like Kevin's level of shed, but I would like it to be
you
prettier
can just
than.
hire his guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just got to reach out to his guy.
He can travel down here and have a Florida vacation. He could sleep in the lofts while he was working on it. I mean, there's plenty of
There
room.
you go. When he was building Kevin's, he was talking about that.
Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. P. Thank you for joining us from the UK.
From the
We
UK.
appreciate that.
Hey, it's good. Yeah, I missed my listening live today with the whole. I seen a couple guys said they missed the live. Me too. I actually put a late notice. I would not be listing live today. I've been relisting though while I was out of town. I've actually sales were decent because
That's awesome.
Take
Did
the
you
old
just
listing
extend
down.
your handling time while you were out of town?
Actually, I had my daughter ship for me today. Like she shipped my weekend stuff out. I packed everything I could before I left, and then she shipped all the rest of it today. But it was all like easy stuff. I've been selling, I get that Radio Shack. So, I bought the inventory out of that Radio Shack. So actually, I've been selling a ton of remotes lately. So those are easy packs.
There we go.
Yeah, I like easy. Easy.
No
It's
doubt.
great.
Yeah, the little
Remotes
stuff.
and boat parts. That's what we sell.
I look and I kind of build myself up with the shipping because it's like, okay, if it's all non-breakables, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a beautiful day. And today I was looking like, oh my gosh, and there weren't even that many breakables. It was just more big, awkward stuff. Like I had the queen size comforter too. I'm like, can I stuff a queen size comforter in a number 7? The answer to that is no.
No, ain't no
You
way.
cannot.
I would love
Number
to see a
7.
video on that, cat. Because I would love to see you do a shipping video on those bulky items because I never see anybody do the videos on like shipping mattresses and dressers. So
I did one on the dresser because that was U-ship, so the guy just comes and picks it up and takes it away.
Yeah,
It
that
was
was
easier.
okay.
He would even, we did move it out to our porch, but he said he would even come inside the house and move it outside, from wherever you had it. But the blankets, most of the time, if I sell them on eBay, I ship them in garbage bags.
Okay.
If I can squash it down to the 18-inch by 18-inch poly size on Pirate Ship. But this one was on Facebook Marketplace and I had up to 10 pounds. So I actually put it in a bigger box because I thought that would be nice. And I didn't have to worry about dimensions and stuff with the Facebook shipping label.
Wow.
So Facebook is like Macari. You don't really have to. You just type in the weight.
Yeah.
That's
Which I
pretty
like.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to get
No build a box day is a good day. That is Except for Kevin. I think Kevin's weird and likes to build boxes, but if I'm building a box, it's probably a pain in my butt. I think the worst was 4 boxes that we put together for the wheelchair was probably the worst. Today I put together 2 8x8 boxes for the Longaberger vase basket that I sold because it was 8 inches, so it was too wide for a number 7. It was too wide for a shoebox, but we have 8x8 boxes, so I just stacked 2 of them together. So it wasn't bad. See, Patty's saying she likes build. I think some people are strange and like to build boxes.
Yeah. They like to be creative with the boxes. And it's a lot of exercises too, fighting with the boxes.
It is. It's like a cage fight a lot of times. You wrap that thing around, I just squeeze it, and I wrap it in a whole bunch of tape. And I'm like, enough for me.
Tracy, what happens if I go over that? Tell me, because I did.
Yeah, and
I also made a bad Poshmark boo-boo too. So on Poshmark, you can only go up to 10 pounds, and something I sold on Poshmark was 16 pounds. So I lied and bought the 10-pound label, and I don't know what they're going to do to me.
They might let it pass.
You get a little bill.
Yeah,
or you're gonna get a little bill.
The buyer won't. It'll get shipped to like the post office, right? And if they want it, they gotta go pay.
I charge them. Yeah.
Oh, I hope not.
That has happened before.
Here lately, I've been getting a lot of refunds on shipping, like a lot, and it's because I always up my estimate on some stuff when it's small, but
right.
I mean I've been getting like $4, $1, 80 cents. I was like, dude, I didn't even think they would even be sending that stuff back.
Wow.
Which means that eBay probably went after them for the difference. They're probably like, yeah, we want to get our cut off of that.
So Tracy's saying that you get charged. So I'll wait and see it. And I have room on that blanket because they did pay $60. It was under the weight limit on the Facebook order. And I want to bring up Dawn's point here too. If you miscalculate shipping on Facebook, it's not like Poshmark or eBay. You can't change it. You have to cancel the order and they have to rebuy it with the right weight. So on Facebook, it's pretty important to be right in the right weight limit there.
And you can't be over 1 cubic foot.
That's what Tracy is saying.
Is it?
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
I think mine was in like a 16 by 12 by 12. So I definitely was over that 1 foot limit. And Anita's saying you can use a vacuum cleaner in a trash bag and then suck it up like that. Almost like the bags that you get, the store saver
vacuum
bags.
seal. Yeah. I saw somebody do something similar to that the other day. I was looking at it. They were talking about fitting something in a flat rate box, and they actually sucked it down, folded it over, and stuck it in. It's like, so when someone opens it up, it explodes. Like, oh,
so this is a good point here. Mercari has started charging, and I have gotten numerous because, unfortunately, that's one of the downfalls to my mom cross-posting for me is she's looking at this stuff and guessing a weight, and a lot of times she guesses under. And with Mercari, it's the same way. You can't like change your label. You've got to, you just send it. And I had one that went 1 pound, 1 ounce, and the same thing like that, a $6 charge. And I think I was only making like $8. So it hit me pretty hard. And I was doing free shipping on Mercari, but I'd started today. I told mom, like, no more free shipping on Mercari, buyers paying shipping. Because I turned on that auto lower the price thing on Mercari. And then I look at it and I'm like, well, crap, like I'm not making anything once it lowers the print. I don't want to read the small print, Tracy. That's no fun.
Small. It's hard to see.
Just want to put it on there, list it, and get it sold.
I tell you what I've been doing lately with my hard to ship items is honestly upping my shipping and just have the shipping center take care of it. I'll just drop it off. Hey, here's your $20. Go ahead and pack that thing up. Get it out of here. Because you can, like at my local shipping center, you can print the label. Like you can weigh it up. Obviously, you got to go over, weigh it up, hand it to those guys, let them pack it. There you go. Here's the label. I've already paid for that much. So I've been doing that a lot because time. Like for
Yeah.
me, some items you talk about hour and a half, 2 hours, time you try to get everything put together, go get all the packing material you need extra.
Yeah,
Like,
it looks usually pretty bad after I'm done with it. It's like,
yeah.
when you get it
So I was
all,
like, I'd rather have those guys do it, man. They got tons of bubble wrap there.
Yeah.
They got, the peanuts, like the whole bit. And I was like, for an extra $20 versus 2 hours, like for me, that's a
But
no-brainer.
like,
And I'm
how
gonna
much
pass it
was
on to
that
customers.
sale, Eric? So everybody knows how much was that sale.
Which sale?
That you would spend $20 on paying someone to ship it.
Oh, it's really the matter of size, or because I'm passing it on to like I sold a Chinese wedding basket, like one of those big baskets. I think it was huge, and I think the sale was $100, but
Okay.
I had charged the buyer $50 for shipping. So like it literally, the label cost me like 25. I paid 20 to the people, and the rest went towards fees, obviously.
So it wasn't coming out of your profits, I guess, was my
No,
point.
no,
So
no.
everybody doesn't think you're like, oh,
Yeah,
here's
like
$20.
crazy items. Like if you look at an item and you know it's gonna be difficult to ship, I mean, honestly, what I do is I bump that shipping up a little bit. That's what I do. Like,
Yeah.
and make sure you're not free shipping, because that stuff's crazy. I actually shipped one on my own recently the other day. Is 2 vintage, like those big box speakers. Like I had Pioneer speakers that have solid wooden crates to them. And I got those things at a estate sale, and I weren't even going to list them. Then I had a guy message me about them after I put up the listing. He said, I paid $85 just for the tweeters in it. So it had a tweeter, the smallest speaker, the mid-size, and then a 12-inch subwoofer. But I literally sold them the next day, $250 plus $175 shipping. So
Okay.
yeah, it cost me like $150 to ship it, to be honest. Well,
Laura's saying the packing most tedious of everything. I saw Steve Pick and Roll just below you say that it becomes natural. I do not 95% of the time shipping is like nothing. We can pack 50 items in 2 hours with no issue. Today we just happened to have a lot of bigger. It wasn't even like bulkier, they were just awkward, like a shaving mirror from Ethan Allen, and I can't even remember what I shipped out now. Driving me crazy.
I'm the same way. Once it's out of the house, it's gone. It's like on to the next.
Yeah, but you get to where you're just like go, and it becomes more natural to you for sure. Hey, Baldy Powell, did you change your name? What was your name? That was not your name. I feel like that's
It was Two Dudes Picking.
That's what I thought. I'm like, I know that's not what I know.
Dawn, I don't do flat rate shipping. Like, I occasionally I will, depending on the item, but I bet out of 1,800 listings, I might have 3 items that are flat rate shipping, to be honest.
So I started doing, I don't know if Julian's still doing it. Tommy, Bernard, and Tracy did a show on flat rate shipping, and I have started utilizing that. And most of the time I'm making money, but there will be a few instances where I'll lose. But the glass is definitely harder. I don't add 2 to 3 pounds, though. I typically will add like, if it's like 5.5, I would go to 7, which gives me like 1.5 pounds per box and packing materials. Like my big vase I shipped today, that was perfect. The vase weighed 5 pounds, and I did 7 because I knew I would need to pack it and really, like wrap it good. And it was like 6.8 or something. But with normal stuff, if you add 2 to 3 pounds, you're going to end up with a big shipping cost for your buyer, and you're going to lose sales. That's where Tommy and Tracy were saying, like the flat rate, you'll pull more like from the opposite coast you're on. But most times you end up like, I've ended up making more money doing flat rate than losing it. But I do like $5 and $6 on my under a pound stuff that is, most of the times like $4.
Yeah.
I was doing it on golf clubs. I do it a lot on like shirts and clothing now, but golf clubs, I sell a lot of golf clubs to Florida, and to flat rate it, you'd have to do like 12, because if I ship a golf club to California, which does happen often, they're like $14.
Yeah.
$13. So you'd have to do 13 because you're gonna lose. I mean, they're like even. Like Florida and California, they basically buy the same amount, but nobody from Florida is going to pay like $13 to ship it a state.
Yeah.
So I would constantly be like it would be like a lose because I got burned like 5 times in a row going to California, like $3 to $5 a piece, and I was like, forget this.
Yeah.
But I mean, it depends. But with like the shirts and stuff like
shirts and
that.
stuff, easy. Yeah, that's simple.
Because
But
if it's 14 ounces with our discount, it's like I think $5.50 is about the most I've seen it be. It'll tell customers that it's $7.50 to $9, and people just don't want to pay that on a lighter weight if it's a cheaper item, anyways.
I think it just depends on what it is, to be honest. Like, because I sell to California all the time, and I'm as far East Coast as you can get, like out where I'm at. But I think it just depends on what it is. Like, if someone wants it, they'll pay for it. If not, like the items I have flat rate are stuff that I know, no matter where I send it, it's going to be like $5 or $6. Like, no matter where I send it, because like the stuff that I don't is like more unique. But I know that there's a thing to all of it, but
mine, the customer's paying shipping in like 90% of mine. The only time I do it is if all of the other whatever I happen to have, which a lot of times is clothing. Like if it's like, like Harley shirt, like 90% of them are free shipping. I will do free shipping on my shirts because I know it'll cost me like $5. But that's about the only time I do free shipping.
Yeah. I like to charge shipping on all of my items.
Yeah.
And
I do
know
free on the cheap.
Different regions. I didn't even know that was a thing. You can set up different regions for different prices. Wouldn't that be
so I think that's what Noel's. I don't think it's different regions though. I think it's like different weights. Like you could say 0 to 8 ounces is $4, 8 ounces to a pound is $5.50 or $6, and then you go by the weight, and then it just automatically. But that is flat rate shipping. It's going to have that. It's not going to do calculated. But with some of the bigger, like with that Ethan Allen mirror today, there was no way with an oversized box, a heavier item, that I was going to do a flat rate shipping. I have got brave and done it on some of my glass just because I'm more familiar with it. So I kind of know, and I'll charge like 12 or 15. And most times it costs 10 to 11, but you got to take into account all of the bubble wrap and the peanuts and the cost of the box if I'm buying it. And I do buy some boxes. I don't get all my boxes for free. So
yeah,
and if you do a lot of breakables, then peanuts and packing stuff, that stuff's expensive.
That's what I was gonna say. That's costing some money.
Yeah, those speakers, man. I spent $50 on it just for packing material.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did they go to?
I had to get the big double wall boxes. It actually went to Florida.
Florida? Yeah. Good.
So, yeah,
Not
south
too
for
far.
me. Yeah. I was like, man, it's crazy though, because big double wall boxes, I had to get 4 18 by 18 by 24s. I packed the speakers separate. I shipped them separate. Actually, shipping them separate saved me like $20. Shipping them separate. If I try to put it together, too much weight in one box. It's like it would have been like 92 pounds, or they were 45 pounds a piece, man.
That's insane.
Crazy.
That's another reason why I stay away from those bulky items.
Yeah.
Having to pay all that
some of
money.
the bulky items are your money. That's your money. That's profit stuff.
Yeah, the speakers were like $2 is about what I had into them because I bought them in a big bulk lot. So,
Michael, goodbye. I'm very sorry to hear about your father-in-law. Keep him in my thoughts, and hoping that he will be okay. I'm sorry to hear it's a reaction to the vaccine as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's horrible. My mom got her vaccine this week and did great with it, I will say. And it's so funny because my aunt, her sister, is who was pushing my mom to get the vaccine. She was like on her. And then my aunt came to her house, and my aunt has not got her vaccine yet. So my mom ended up getting it before her. I'm going to answer this and then I'll let you guys. I agree, Richard. Most of the time, so we do not get a discount on USPS ground, but we do on priority. And 95% of the time, it is cheaper to ship priority with the discount. So I will put ground for the estimate. And then when I go in and see my discount on priority, I will switch the order to priority. What do you guys do?
I've shipped ground before. I usually do whatever saves the individual the most money.
Yeah, I think I did ground one time. I had some spray, so
I got burned. I'm sorry, I got burned though real quick. On ground, that stuff's not insured. Like you got to insure that yourself. Like it's not like priority. I didn't know that because I don't have a brain. So like I shipped something very. It was a toolbox, and it got lost. Well, guess what? It was lost. It was forever gone. Very expensive, very old. Now it's probably gone forever.
It is in Atlanta being auctioned off by the USPS.
Ah, such a nice mechanics toolbox.
Yeah, I do like Noelle had put in the chat. She only ships ground when shipping hazardous material like sprays or perfume.
Like
of course,
the
now
alcohol.
perfume's a thing of the past, but yeah, anything that's got that chemical stuff.
Like Tommy's making a good point, and I want to say, like Richard said, he's in Missouri and does free shipping because he's in the middle of the country. He knows what it's going to cost, and but unfortunately for those of us on one or other of the coasts, or for like in the bottom, like Florida, people in Oregon and Washington State love to order from me, and so do people in California. And that shipping is just crazy. So I think one, you have to learn what works for you. Like Richard's saying, he can do free. I don't like doing free shipping because I promote my listings, and that promoted then is getting charged on the shipping, which I do not like. So that's one of my big reasons for not doing it. But you can learn ways to do the flat shipping and lower the cost where you're going to get more sales. I agree with what Tommy's saying. And especially for that under 1 pound. For me, that's more my comfort zone, the under 1 pound items. Sometimes under 2, I'm okay. And I've been doing flat rate up to like 2 to 3 pounds. I'll do like $12 to $15 and people pay it. And the nice thing is, that's kind of like it's in the middle. So it's like if somebody in the middle of the country bought it, but a lot of times it'll go to Florida and then I actually end up making the extra money so that when next week somebody from California buys, I have that little overage there and it kind of balances out.
Well, too, like what you make the difference, like you said, packing material, all the other stuff that you can go towards fees, whatever. I don't generally, unless it's like way out of whack, I don't generally refund shipping unless it's way out of whack.
Elizabeth, I have like 8x4x6 boxes that only weigh like an ounce or two. And light plastic Easter eggs would be very light to ship. So I wouldn't ship them in a poly because I'd worry they'd get smushed. But you could find light, cheap boxes. Amazon sends a lot of stuff in those light, cheap boxes too, and I keep it. I'm a big Amazon orderer, and a lot of it is because of the free boxes. I'm paying the same price I would at Walmart. It comes to my door, and I get a free box and packing materials. So
yes, I keep all of my Amazon boxes and use them for eBay.
That's why I'm looking forward to the shed because like boxes pile up a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I love them though. You have to keep them. They're a good box. You have to keep them all.
So like he's saying, he paid that he had somebody buy a wheelchair and they paid as much for shipping as much as the wheelchair. I had somebody message me because I do have another wheelchair listed and said that their calculated was $400. And I said, look, like the last one I shipped cost over $300. I am not charging you extra. That is calculated by weight and box size from me to you. And I think Amazon has got a lot of people in the mindset of the whole free shipping thing, which does hurt us a lot. But for me, like on something that big, I'm not going to take $100 hit to do lower shipping. I do refund I will refund if it's $100 difference. I'm probably going to give them $50 back because something that big is not like, I think the last wheelchair took over 2 hours to pack. So you got to figure in your time with that stuff
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
What did I just? I saw a question and then I have not heard of a 70-cent envelope. Have any of you guys heard of this?
The what?
I've heard talk of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
What is it?
It's for the like trading cards, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll be tracked, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll add tracking.
Okay.
I think it's like 78 cents is what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah, and Brad's been doing the Pokemon cards, so that
But
would
it's
help
also
us.
like, I think there's a threshold as far as value. I think it's like a $20 value.
So it can't be like, and I'll tell you, like, I just sold, and I haven't even put this on Instagram, but I sold one of my Beatles dolls that I picked up for $160, and it weighs way less than a pound. It's a very tiny 4-inch doll, and I made them pay priority. I knew I was going to ship it priority because I wanted it insured, and I will add the extra coverage, and it is going to California. But I mean, in this case, it doesn't matter. It's under a pound. But I do recommend, and I know a lot of people don't do it, but if you're shipping light, expensive stuff, I would still ship it priority because then you have that insurance on it. Because if it gets lost and it's first class, you're just out. You have no recourse to that.
Yep.
That's great advice. Want to have that extra protection.
Yeah, and I'll pay the extra to insure it to the full value. Noelle's saying, and you can put an ad on local marketplace. Unfortunately for me, I'm so far from everybody. That's not something that's realistic for me. I've stopped a few times at the dumpsters on my way home, and I found stuff one time, but like I'm not above going to the dumpsters. I just don't have time to go by them like every night to figure out when these things are full and I can actually get supplies. So I will, and you'll see it in the video tomorrow. A lot of the auctions I've been buying from lately have been great, and they've been wrapping my breakables with like the nice paper. And so I keep all of that. I shove it into either a garbage bag or one of my IKEA bags, and I use like almost a whole black, like the big, commercial trash bags full of that paper to stuff around the mirror today instead of packing peanuts and bubble wrap that I paid for. So if you're buying stuff, whether it's shipped or if you are buying from the auctions, keep those shipping supplies, and they can take up a lot of space. But that, if I had used peanuts for that, I would have used like a whole big bag full of peanuts, and instead I used free paper and just stuffed that around.
Yeah, somebody said, can you buy insurance on first class? You can, but like for a shirt, I sold like a $90 shirt. It was going to go first class. If I bought the insurance, it was going to cost just as much as a padded flat rate, which has like the same insurance. So they get it there faster. And it's all, you can buy it for first class because I've done it before, but then I was like, I can just shove these things in a padded flat rate.
I've had a couple people lately asking me to ship 2-pound items first class, and I hate that people do not understand how shipping works. And it's like a 2-pound item, like very, very easily 2 pounds. And they're like, can you ship this first class? And I'm like, no, first class is for under a pound. This weighs 2 pounds. So no, I cannot. And just kind of blunt about it, and probably more blunt than I should be. I've said it before. My customer service is probably not on point. I don't have a very high tolerance for a lot of stuff. DMAR, what I would say is, since you already walked out of there, they are not going to give you those discounts. DMAR's saying they didn't apply the color tag discounts. They might, but especially it being a different day, I think you might have a very hard time. I think if you had noticed, like as soon as you walked out and went to the parking lot and maybe went back in, I'm pretty religious because I'm pretty cheap about watching that my discounts get applied when I'm at the register. Have any of you guys had that kind of situation happen?
Nah.
No.
If I did, I didn't notice it, and I usually we don't have actually. I take that back. We don't have discount days in our Goodwills.
Yeah.
We only have our Salvation Armies, and they're usually nothing to buy on discount days. So, but no, our Goodwills, they even got rid of. We used to have points, like you would get so much, then you get 20% off. They got rid of all that stuff. They even got rid of. They used to do veteran stuff like every day. They don't do that every day now. They only do it on Wednesdays, and like for like a certain age group, that was all supposed to be for every day. Nope, only on Wednesdays.
Wow.
Yeah, they got rid of everything.
They're about
Oh,
50-50 here.
They
I
even
think half
stopped
of
giving.
ours have taken it away,
Yeah.
and half of them still have it.
They even stopped giving you like usually if you were to donate, they would give you like a 10% off. They stopped that all through COVID. Like nothing. They were like, you're done. Basically, just buy our stuff or leave. So
Wow, so they don't do the 50% off or 70% off?
they don't do any of that.
Wow.
We don't.
We still have like 50% off, 70. Sometimes we have 80, and we have the senior discounts.
Yeah, I've never seen more than 40. Our color tag here is 40% off at the Gainesville one, which is the town where I work. So Laura's saying she has her boxes made, stick everything in, weigh it, and take it out. That is great if you're a smaller seller and not doing volume. But with 2,600 items, if I were to do that, I would need like 10 sheds.
Man.
So that's just not a reasonable thing for me to do. I agree for new sellers, maybe just lay the box and some packing materials in the item so you get an idea of once you put it together, you know what it's going to be. And the biggest thing for shipping when you're new is knowing if it goes over 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches, you're going to be paying a lot more. So you need to make sure you get your calculations right if you're shipping bigger stuff.
At 1 inch is like $30. Something more than that.
Be a good learning curve.
That, and if you pre-pack your things, and I did do this one time, I pre-packed a couple things, and then I got a question about it, like, hey, was that a crack on there, or is it like smudge? And I was like, oh, now I got to go unpack this thing, look at it, take more pictures, send it to the person. So I stopped doing that. Although, and
this is going to be a big debate in the reseller world. I see the debate going on in the chat. Like I was saying, for me, promoting items, I don't want to get that fee on the shipping cost. And if I do free shipping, I'm paying that promoted fee on the shipping cost. So that's a lot of the reasons for me. And like if you're doing a sales offer, that's true as well. So if you're running a 20% off sale and your shipping is padded in, you're taking 20% off of your shipping costs that you've had it in, which you probably didn't pad in an extra 20%, and you're losing that much more money. So I definitely agree with that. Amazon likes those bubbles. They like those. I get so many of those bubbles from Amazon. So I think I don't get a lot of bubble wrap, but I do get a lot of those crazy bubbles. Like I'll get a whole box full of those air bubbles from Amazon. I tried to buy some bubbles and I couldn't find the stupid thing to buy them. I'm like, oh, those work. If you saw Julian, I'm almost right pointing. Julian did a video beating up boxes, and the bubbles are what saved the item.
Yeah. The bubble thing worked out the best. I still think there was some sort of flaw in that.
Wow.
Anita said that she gets 25% off of Goodwills and pays $25 a year for that. That's amazing.
So you can pay them. Hey, Shad, thank you for coming in. Shad will be on the show with us shortly. I finally got in contact. Listen, so last time I called him out because he didn't answer my message. Well, guess what? I didn't message him. It was in my head. My bad. So this time I really messaged him.
I've done that.
No, I swear I messaged. Nope. There's no proof of that. I know. So my local, the Goodwill in Gainesville where I work, still has the tag discounts, and then the other one that's 45 minutes for me does not. But the one in Gainesville also still does the stamp thing where you get stamped every $10, and once you spend $200, you get 20% off. So they do still have that system as well. So they have two, but then the one that is the same distance from me in another direction does not do any of that. No cards, no discounts, no nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our Plato's Closet does that. They stamp your cards, like you get 10 stamps. I think you get a discount.
And I mean, I would take it if you shop like me in the thrift store, like save that. Like if I just go in and buy $40, I'm not using that discount. I'm going to fill up a whole cart or two, and then you're going to give me that extra 20% off. I will tell you, so like when we traveled down south to the auctions, I stopped at different thrift stores in like further South Florida, and some of the prices are ridiculous. But if you look and you have a good variety of items you sell, you're going to find stuff that they undervalue. It might not be the typical stuff you're looking for, but like their plush that's 99 cents. Or there's going to be something, I guarantee you just got to figure out what that thrift store doesn't know about yet, because I bet you they're underpricing something.
Mm-hmm.
What, Noel, what do you mean start delighting?
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
What do you mean? We are not jinxing that for you. And you need to contact me again about the podcast. I was coming into my sickness when you asked me to be on, so I will answer you, I promise. But it's so our little thrift store that I like to go to that has all their clothing are $1, except a few boutique things are $3. They do sales every day. It's like a different sale, and they have a like membership thing by your phone number too. And every time you spend $100, you get $5 off. And that's like a little local run thrift store that does that.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm on.
You guys know that mom and pop thrift stores usually have better pricing anyway. Like, I know that's what I see. If it's Goodwill, that's going to be most expensive. King's Daughter is expensive. Salvation Army isn't quite as expensive where I live, but the rest of them, man, if they're mom and pop, usually they ain't taking the time to look up as much.
I stopped in a Salvation Army near Tampa, and their prices were insane, like $12 on shoes. It was like so. But I still found stuff, like I said. And Candace, I guarantee you there's stuff there that you even think is trash that is worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
I can find stuff in like 90% of thrift stores that I go to. There's something. You just got to find it.
How long do you usually stay in the thrift store? Do you all go?
I am like an hour to 2 hour. I have to look at everything kind of person.
That's how I am. I start from one end and go all around and just comb through all the racks and take my time.
That's how I am too.
I'm completely opposite. I stop in the Goodwill almost every day on the way to the post office, and I'm in and out within like 12 minutes. Because if I get there at 9, I got 12 minutes before I can get to the. Because I got a guy at the post office that takes my stuff in, so I don't have to wait. So like he does all my stuff for me, but I can't get there after 9:30 because he's gone. So I'm 12 minutes in, 12 minutes out.
But see, then I worry I'm missing something.
Well, I don't remember. I'm like really looking at golf clubs, electronics, where they put their tennis rackets, and then coats and shoes, and then I'm good to go.
So you know exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they switched it up.
If you're more specialized, it's easier because you only have to go to like that section. But I look at I do kind of walk over the clothes. I will walk through all the clothes rack in case something's like sticking out, catching my eye. But I'm not doing that. Like Steve's saying, like the 5 colors, so it takes over 4 weeks. That stuff's there a long time before it goes on sale. And it's funny, I was talking with Kayla about it, homeschooling picker, because she goes straight for the newest color, and I'm the opposite. I'm looking for the oldest color because I want the discount. I'm like, nope, I'm good. Like, I'll wait and see if it's there. Hello, Thrifty Pickers. Thank you for coming in.
I think depending on your picking situation, I literally haven't bought anything from a thrift store in 2 months, like, to be honest. Because I'm in a different situation. I've just been getting big buy, big buy, big
Well,
buy.
but
Big
you
buy.
bought out a Radio Shack.
Yeah. And actually, next week, this is crazy, right? So next week, Thursday evening, I have a estate sale that has like a preview early buy. So I'm going to that. Most likely, at some point next week, I'm going to look at a school that's out of commission that has all this stuff. That school deal still has not came through. I've not been able to get over there. But then I had a guy call me this last week, and this speaks a little bit to connections, making connections. I had a guy reach out to me last week. He's another picker who lives like an hour and a half away from me. And he's like, dude, I just left this place. There's 3 houses and a barn slam full. And he's like, I was there for like 3 hours. I ended up walking out of there with like 10 things. And he said, I didn't even get a quarter way in. He's like, this lady needs to empty it. She's a former estate sale person, former like house cleaned out stuff. He said it's literally like, he said the barn is so packed, there's literally a trail just going through it. So I called her. I've got an appointment with her Friday. So we'll see.
That's the kind of stuff I like. Like I like digging and looking for stuff.
Like straight American picker, like bring your waiter, climb up through the attic. Like
Right.
so,
Yes, I like the treasure hunt too.
that's the fun
Elizabeth
stuff.
is asking if like the algorithm is better if you do promoted listings. Our thoughts. So I will let everybody answer you, and I bet you money everybody's going to have a different answer. And this goes to show that it really depends on what you want to do for your business. I will tell you, I promote store wide at trending plus 4%. So I promote very high because my buy cost is typically very low, and I feel like I have that room to be able to run promotions without. So I pay 20% on Poshmark. So if I end up paying 20% on eBay, to me, it's kind of whatever because I buy so low. And I feel like it does get, obviously, you're paying to get your items seen more. So I think it is a good deal, but I will let everybody else answer too.
I've actually, for a while there, I was doing promoted listings. I've actually stopped in the last, probably before Christmas. I really stopped promoting them. And I've been throwing more up on auction because I don't really matter if it takes 10 days to sell or whatnot. And usually everything I throw up on auction roughly does sell. So I've stopped promoting things, and I wouldn't say I'm down 15% since last month. But 15, that was right before Christmas, but I'm 138% up from last year. So promoted listings really aren't, to me, I've been getting into like golf clubs, and even promoted listings on trending is only 2.2%. So it's not really like a huge, like some clothing I see is like 10% or 8%. So a trending golf club promoted isn't that much anyway. So in golf clubs, if you're looking for the certain one, you're looking for that certain one. Like there's not a lot of them. So
Yeah, I used to do promoted listing maybe about, I guess the last time I did it was about 6 months ago, and I just stopped doing it. I really didn't see a whole lot of difference with it. I guess it depends on what you're selling.
Yeah, I think when you talk about things like this, I don't think there's a clear-cut answer, to be honest. Like I've done it without it. I've done it with it. I've did flat rate. I've done like Kat's talking about like cost plus. Like I've done all those, and it's really hasn't for me. I haven't seen a huge influx. The thing I think for me that influences sales more is the more I list, the more I sell. That's kind of basic for me. It's like, hey, the more you put out there, the more you're gonna sell. But some items promoted, it does. Like, I mean, I watched Tommy and Tracy when they did the show about promoted listings, and the evidence is there. I mean, like 7 out of your top 20 are going to be promoted listings. But, for me, I've done it both ways. There's some items I do more with, like if it's something that I know is highly competitive, or I've got something that I want more people to see because it's a higher priced item, I might do a little bit, on that. But there's some items, like I've got all these boat parts, like I'm on half of them, I'm the only one that even has it. So extra money just to, if you're searching for it, you'll find mine. Like that's how I feel about it.
I'm like my sales as well as my promoted. I don't want to take the time to think about, like, do I want to promote this? Do I not? So I'm just like flat across the board. Same with my sales. I used to pick items for the sale, but with 2,600, I'm like, no, it just all goes, it all goes the same thing. And a lot of my, like, especially like when I was doing jewelry, like you guys are saying, I think a lot of it matters on what you're selling, because with jewelry, there are thousands and thousands and thousands.
You gotta jump to the
You
top.
gotta pay to get up. Richard is saying he won't go to a Goodwill again. So I think if you find, and you're gonna know, like some of them are gonna way overpriced. For me, I don't go to the one that's 45 minutes for me that doesn't run color tags and doesn't run sales. I haven't been there in over a year. But the little thrift store right past them, I will drive to go to. And then the one in town where I work, I go to because it's college students. So you get a lot more. And I've found a lot too. And I think it's because a lot of the professors from the college stay there and that stuff goes to Goodwill. I found a lot of good breakables that are higher value there. I found some cool, like, I found a vintage Quicksilver jacket I sold for like $80, like the neon bright colors. So I go to that one. I think if you've been a few times and you know it's not worth it, I agree. Like I'm not going to keep going back if I see overpriced. But I would look for a different one.
We don't even have a Goodwill Benz here in Alabama. We have the regular Goodwill stores, and they are very high. So I don't go in them.
Yeah, we don't have much close. I tell you what I did in the beginning, and I still do occasionally. If I have time, if I'm around a thrift store, especially if I'm out of town or something, I'll go look in. But I use thrift stores like schools when I first started. So I'm in there scanning everything, man, because I'm trying to see, hey, what's good, what's some things. Even if it's too high priced, I'm scanning it so that I know. Now when I go to a yard sale, now when I go to a estate sale, now when I go to another thrift store that has better price, I can scan that and say, oh, I know what that is, that kind of thing. But I would use it if you're new. I would use your thrifts as school. But if you're going to do this thing full time, dude, honestly, you cannot. Well, maybe you can, but I cannot. I can't pull enough stuff out of a thrift stores that I have locally to support my business. So I had to go a different route. Like that's just
And I mean, I like
You got to bulk buy.
And I mean, I've gotten better like over, and I mean, I've been reselling off and on for over 20 years, but I have gotten better, doing it more over the last 2 years. And I like being able to go in, like the vase I just got. I picked it up for $5. It sold for $150 in less than a week.
Yeah.
So I like the hands-on and just to do it, but I like my business is definitely supported more by the auction, like the box lots. But I like still going out to see what I can find, and that's like trying to trick the system because that thrift store was overpriced on a lot of stuff. If you watch my video, they were like outrageous. But then I found that vase for $5, so I think you got to kind of figure it out.
And that comes with skill, Kat. You have a skill eye. You have a good eye for things because you've been doing it.
And I think you build that, the more you sell, and especially the more you watch what sold. If you really watch what sold videos and pay attention, you're going to build that knowledge base. You might not remember exactly, but you're going to see something and be like, I saw somebody, sell that for a lot. A lot of the Goodwills I have been in that are high on everything else are not high on plush. Guys, don't pass up plush. Like 99 cents, $1.15, and you can find $30, $40, $50 plush. So if you have a Goodwill close, I wouldn't say it would be worth it to drive 45 minutes to one that's typically overpriced. But
Do you find yourself thrifting more now or less now than when you first started?
Well, over the last year, I didn't thrift very often at all. But when I was out and like not allowed to go back, but I was better when I went and picked up my auction hauls. I love thrifting. The problem for me is with I have 4 days off a week, which is decent, but Mondays are totally shot because shipping's really heavy. It's oversaturated. And then it's having the time to drive an hour. I have Dalton. But those 2 days that I went where I stopped at like 2 and 3 thrift stores, Dalton was home with Brad. So, and that's another thing. Dalton doesn't have the patience. Like, I'm lucky to get one store in the way that I look in them.
Yeah.
So I didn't for probably 80% of the year. And now I'm kind of getting back into it. Just because I like the hands-on and like physically finding stuff, you know. I can sit and look on a computer all day long, but it's not the same as like looking through shelves and digging and seeing what you can find. If that makes sense.
Yes, I like physically touching the item. Before the pandemic, I was going to the thrift store maybe twice a week.
Yeah.
And we have some thrift stores that's open on Sunday. So after church, go right to the thrift store. That was my ritual.
And like Carl has a good point. Like everything we're talking about, you've got to find your own way of what works for you, your business, what you're selling. Like you got to build your own thing and kind of pick from different things. Monica's saying she heard there was a Goodwill bins in Birmingham.
It is a Goodwill bins, but we don't have like the bins when you pay by the pound, but we have the Goodwill bins like the outlets stores.
Yeah.
They are very overpriced.
Jocelyn is saying thrift. If you guys know, Jocelyn has a video out every day thrifting, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And
where I live,
that's her business model though. And Jocelyn will be on the show with us coming up here shortly. I have not announced the date. Jocelyn obviously knows the date, but and it'll be interesting because it is different business models, which is what's coming up a lot here. And Jocelyn does 100% auctions on her eBay store.
Wow.
And
I have Jocelyn saved as one of my favorites in eBay, so I can see what she's selling, so I can learn, because I know she does a lot of glass, and it's kind of scary.
I'm so far out, I can't. Like I've got like 6 or 7 thrift stores here, and there just ain't enough there. Like there's not enough there. So if I've got to drive, I wouldn't drive an hour to go to the thrift store, like unless I was already going that direction. You know, if I was
I have to. But
I'm not going to pass one up, but like I would, you know, because if I drive out there and got blank, then I'm like, dude, I just killed 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah,
got nothing.
That's why, like, when I drive the hour, there are more than one I could go to. A lot of times, I only end up going to one. Like, if I find a ton of stuff and spend 2 hours in one thrift store.
Because I live so far out, I have to drive a lot. See, I drive to work every day an hour out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Now, if you're out there, I do that. If I'm going, I make a day of it. That's what I do. Like, so I've got a big, huge loop that I can do and hit maybe 20, but I've got to drive like maybe 3 hours, like all the way, you know, all told to do that. But like I've done it several times, and occasionally you come home with decent. But I've been investing more in building relationships and trying to find people that I can source from, right? Or like this guy, like if you got people that start calling you, like I had a guy call me the other week. He had 3 Nintendos for me and stuff. Like I said, if I can start doing that, I still like to thrift. Like I'm not going to pass one up if I got a minute to drop in for sure. But like it's just not sustainable for me to like where I live to do that. But each their own.
You have to do what works best for you. But I'm with you with building those connections. I wish that I can get a chance to do that to make things a little easier.
Yeah.
And like Anthony's saying, that's why he likes having booths, like Regina was saying, and like me too. Like you like to touch that stuff and look at it and pick it up. And when you have a booth, somebody can look at it and touch it and pick it up, which is a disadvantage to those of us only selling online. Unfortunately, I don't have that opportunity near me. And yeah, Jocelyn drives up to 2 hours each way to go to her Goodwill. She doesn't say it much on her videos, but she'll hit like several of them, like Eric's saying, almost make it a day, where she's going to like several good stores and sometimes like a Goodwill. And it seems to be, I think some of us are lucky and have them close, and then others of us have to drive. I know Kayla, homeschooling picker, drives over an hour as well to a lot of Goodwills. So, we're not, and then you're going to find if you keep looking, you're going to find like more thrift stores. I really like the smaller ones that you just happen to see. And I think church thrift stores seem to be better priced overall from what I've seen. And like the charity shops, like my hospice thrift store, some stuff they do overpriced. My only one that I have in my town is a hospice thrift store. But I can go to the manager and be like, hey, it's $30, and she'll give it to me for, 10 or whatever. So, and the smaller ones too, remember that you can negotiate. If that's a mom and pop store and you're buying all this stuff, you might be able to negotiate those prices with them.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I see Carla Zona asked a question about what kind of items I sell, and I just sell clothing. And right now I'm getting into selling hard goods, but they're the smaller hard goods. And I will buy
shoes too, right?
I
do shoes.
And I do the liquidations. I try. Sometimes I do bulk.com. Have you all ever heard of bulk?
I did bulk, but I will tell you, I did bulk when it was different. And when I have looked over the last year, it is way more expensive than what I would be willing to pay. I did bulk 2 years ago when I started getting into it again. I bought quite a few cases and a few pallets from bulk, and I did okay with them, but now their prices are probably 2 to 3 times higher than what they were. And I don't know if that's because of like the publicity from the TV shows, showing all the pallets and stuff. So they're raising their prices or what, but bulk has just gotten too high. Look, Eric's freezing in his shed.
Yeah, it's freezing out here.
Laura's
like 30-some degrees outside.
Started reselling. Did your family and friends start dropping crap off they think you could sell?
Yeah, some. Yeah, not a lot though.
And I took all of it. I was like, sure, bring it in. I will take it all.
My family and friends are good at giving me inventory. I have a cousin. All she does is shop, and most of her items are new with tags because she never wears them. She's just a shopaholic, so I gladly accept them.
Perfect. Yeah.
So do you guys go to family and friends' house and be like comping stuff, like looking at it, going?
We were talking about that last week about going like, hey, what's that? I like my mom has brought me several things, but like we don't have like very much extended family. And Brad's mom and sister have gotten into reselling, so we're definitely not getting stuff from there.
They ain't giving you the freebie
no more freebies. But I don't mind it. I've gotten more like at work, people want me to do it on consignment, and I just don't want to do that. I tell them like, if you want to get stuff together, have a price for it, let me look at it. Yeah. And I know a lot of people do it, but I'm not interested in doing consignment at all. It's just too much paperwork, too much tracking.
I tell them crazy high numbers. If they tell me that, I was like, look, I don't want to offend you, but like, I'm going to take 50% of profit and you're going to pay all the fees out of the profit. Like, I mean.
Yeah, it's just not. Then you got to take the pictures of the items and
plus
stuff.
You get taxed on that. Like, I mean, you got to pay taxes.
It shows as your income. Yeah. Steve, you are like insanely lucky. Do you guys see this? Steve says within 10 miles, he has 6 Goodwills, 2 Bens, 3 Salvation Armies, 2 St. Vincent's, and 4 local thrifts. That would be like heaven, Brad.
I got a lot.
That's
not that many, but I got a lot. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, going like right down the road, like legitly 1 less than a mile, then 2. It's. I probably have 7 or 8 in my immediate area.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Jocelyn's saying she plans the way home. And that, I think, like, if you guys are having to drive, that's the way to do it. Like, know where you're going and make it worth the trip.
Yeah.
That's like, if I'm driving 3 hours for an auction pickup, I'm filling my car up. You know, I'm going to make that drive worth it, because that's 6 hours of time I spent. Like the last one I went to, probably about $1,000 in profit, which is worth driving 6 hours for, you know. So
Yeah,
for
so you drove to Alabama one time, I saw.
I drove to Alabama to pick up my puppy. And then I stopped at thrift stores because I was in Alabama picking up a puppy. And I found tons. And that thrift store in Alabama, I thought was a yard sale. It looked raggedy. It looked horrible. I really thought it was somebody just stopped at this closed gas station and put their stuff outside. And it was a thrift store in an old gas station. And
Where'd you go to in Alabama, Kat? Where'd you go to in Alabama?
Oh, where was it? I don't remember. It was like some little town. Like, it was past Birmingham.
Oh, you went way up then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the closest I could find. Like, we got Dandy, our golden retriever puppy. It was the closest I could find a golden retriever puppy from Florida. But that was the night that I wrecked my car coming home from Alabama.
Yeah.
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 We went down there to see Colton and Courtney. Like the 411, we went down there for that. I went down to the 411 yard.
And I don't know if, like, this year, depending on, like, some of those, the 129.
127 is up there. Tennessee.
Yeah, there's several of them.
Yeah, you should come to the 127 this year.
Yeah, and remind me before it, for sure. Yeah. Because I've got to figure I've got to take off in June for the reseller rally in Cincinnati. So I'm going to have time off for that. So I don't know. And I took off 2 Sundays in February, hopefully to get my shed ready. If my shed's not ready, I'm just going to have extra time off for no reason, which is okay too. But yeah, when is that, Eric?
It was August, end of August.
Okay. So maybe I'll have a little time built up after the rally. Regina, there's a question for you from Miss Dawn.
Regina, how does smaller sizes sales? Very nice lady clothes. Well, with the clothing, most of my clothing items, they sell for between, I guess, 4 ounces to 15 ounces. The only items that ship for a pound with the clothing for me is the jeans, because they can be bulky. But
I think she's saying like the smaller sizes versus the larger. And I'll pipe in my 2 cents here, because the golf clothes haul I won was all size 2 and size 4. And it sold pretty decent. I was surprised, because, you know, if I'm thrifting, I'm probably not going to pick up like under a size 10 if I'm hand picking it. But that golf clothing lot I won was all size 2 and size 4. And I was in the money fast. I mean, it might not move as fast, I think, because obviously the United States is full of fluffy people, but there are still small people out there. So do you pick up the smaller?
I usually go for the larger sizes. 10 and up is what I go.
If I'm hand picking, that's what I'm doing too. What were you saying, Julian?
I said there were some high-end golf clothes though. Like they were like very desirable.
I need to post, because I found the 2 pair of Jamie Sadek shorts for $2 at the thrift store. I haven't posted those yet.
Nice, yeah. That's the only stuff that I'll go for is that type of clothing for females. That's the only stuff I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
Shoes and hats.
Except for jeans and shoes, I don't typically pick up ladies' clothing. That was just like too much, and I could tell that it was high-end golf clothing for me to pass up, no matter what size it was, because I got totes full for $20, and it was like 50 and 60 pieces. It was
wow. Crazy. That's pretty good.
I've got a bunch of the old vintage Jordache jeans, but I still, there's things that didn't sell as quick as what I thought they would. But one of them there's one whole lot of them that are size 7. And the old Jordache does not expand. Like they're not stretchy like the new jeans. They're like they're like OG stuff.
So Kelly's saying vintage bathrobes sell good too. Also, like vintage like slips I've seen. And the little girls' vintage dresses sell really good too. So vintage clothing is a little different, but I feel like that stuff I feel like most thrift stores are probably throwing that stuff out and not putting it on the shelves, that you're really only going to find that stuff at like garage sales and estate sales.
Yes.
What is Eric showing us? I'm making Eric
Your tin can.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
Tin can land. Yeah, dude, I bought like 70 pair of these jeans.
And they're iron good too.
Yeah, this is that old, man. These are new with tags. Like they're old. 70s, 80s. Yeah.
How much are they going for?
I've sold some for 75, but they don't stretch at all. You're right. Like they ain't
they're not
high school
moving.
days. These are unhinged. So like the length could be anything.
Huh.
I left and came back, guys, so the tin can should be fixed while Eric was fixing.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, that's
Laura has a question
like that.
for
That
Regina.
starter jacket, stuff like that. Cajun, you got to get on board there, buddy. We talking about some basketball. Like y'all ain't have basketball in Louisiana.
Regina, you see that question?
The Goodwills is real high in Alabama. How do you? Goodwills, I don't go. We have like Big Savers, and other little. We have a Salvation Army, and they're pretty good. Their prices, where they're not good without the sales. We have like the 50% off and the 70% off, and I usually just shop the 50% off. But we do have like the Salvation Army and the Big Savers and the Moms and Pops.
Yeah, no, I'll say I look at jeans, but I don't like thumb through every pair. If something stands out to me, I will look, but I don't like hand look through those. Laura is saying Jocelyn is the reason she started thrifting, which is great. Jocelyn has a lot of information and a ton of knowledge, even though hers are mainly the thrifting videos. If you watch what she's picking up, you're going to learn.
That's true.
And like I don't have that class knowledge at all. Like I just simply don't. I do sell a lot of it, but I'm comping every single one of those pieces. And I'm mostly selling named. Jocelyn's good at picking up stuff that isn't named, and she knows what it is. And I don't have that. That is not something that I have. Oh, see, look, we're making sales. Dawn, Candace needs some clothes. You guys hook up. Yay.
The only thing here in Alabama I see with our thrift stores, we don't have a whole lot of designer clothes. So
that's how it is here, but and I know I haven't seen Kayla in here. I'm gonna have to yell at her, but like she gets a lot of hiking stuff. So if you learn, like I'm in the country, so I find a lot of like hunting gear and like thermo clothes. So if you learn what your area has, like if you're up north, you might find like ski clothes and stuff like that. You got to figure out what they have in your area because there's something that is worth money, I guarantee.
That's true. My only disadvantage is I'm at work all day. So when I get home, everybody has picked through everything.
Yeah.
So.
That's I have to go on my days off because for me, I do 12-hour shifts and the thrift stores are closed when I get off. Richard wants to know if anyone does retail arbitrage. He lives in a small town and gets crazy deals at Walmart.
I don't.
Me either. I tried.
I tried and I failed. Yeah.
I failed bad.
I even did that whole. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know. I mean, it's out there. Don't get me wrong. So but I don't do it.
Flip and Eric does a lot of retail arbitrage, so and he goes a lot to Lowe's and buys up everything and it sells for him.
I know like Flip and Eric does a lot of retail arbitrage at Lowe's too. And I have found stuff, and if I were close to a Lowe's, that is something I would do because they will clearance it down. Home Depot as well. Like if you can find stuff 75, 90% off. But I think that is really dependent upon you being able to go every day and catch it when they put it on sale, or it's going to be gone. And I'm in a little town. My Walmart's not good like Richard's is. I don't find all those deals like he does.
Over the holidays, I did that Gotta Go Flamingo. I don't know if you guys saw that Bolo come out for a while.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like a pooping flamingo toy. Yeah, those things are selling as fast as you could get them. And Walmart had them on sale for like 19. I think they were selling for like 50 maybe. And they would sell every day. Like every day. I sold 2 before I got them out of the store the first time I got them. But yeah, that was over the holidays. I don't know if the value's still there. They probably bottomed out, but yeah, they were hard to find.
But it's crazy stuff like that. Like I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff and trends.
Yeah. Typically though, I mean, I've done a little bit of RA, but typically for me, unless it's like something like that where I can sell like 10 and like instantly, I'm just, man, I'm spoiled by margins, to be honest. Because I can go to a estate sale and get stuff for pennies, like, and you know, then I go in there, I was like, and I got burned over the holidays. I bought a Animal Crossing Switch because, you know, it was hot and then it fell out. Like, so I ended up I spent $300 to make $50. Like, that ain't my business model at all.
But that is a lot of Amazon people's business model. I don't agree with it, but a lot of them will spend $10 to make $2, and I'm not.
It's got to be extremely high volume, but that's a lot of cost sitting there just waiting. You know,
there's a lot of money out there.
Yeah. Everyone chill out. I am in Chiefland, which is a little itty bitty tiny town. I live about an hour from Gainesville. I work at the University of Florida, and I'm about an hour from Ocala. I'm 2 hours from like Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. So I'm not sure where you're at. Yeah, Renee is saying camping and hunting at the Walmarts.
Yeah, there's good stuff. What about like Regina? I know you and Kat probably have you ever been in Dirt Cheap? You know what that is?
Yeah, I've heard of that. We have one out here. I just haven't been yet.
Yeah, there's one.
Think about it.
I've been to the one in Dothan. You just got to test everything. It's literally like the sign says. It's dirt cheap. It's RA. I mean, it's basically stuff that it's returns essentially.
Okay. So almost like they're probably buying truckloads of pallets of returns.
Yeah, it's almost like a pallet store, but you can find stuff in there. Yeah. I've done that. I've done a little bit of Dollar General. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever hit up that penny stuff. Like, I know a lady that knows how to do it. And
I did that once just to prove that I could do it. I went and bought like 200 calendars for $2. And then I ended up donating them to the schools, and Dalton hitting me with a fly swatter. That's how you know it's near the end of the show. Dalton starts beating me with items. He's over it. I used to coupon before I was doing reselling. But it takes a lot of time. Like I would take the time that I'm using now, like for editing my videos and posting items. I was buying like 10 coupon inserts a week and spending hours like looking at the deals at the different stores, matching them up with the coupons. Couponing is no joke. It is no joke. But I
need to
was
hook
like
up with a couponer. That's what it is.
Like closet full of shampoo, you know.
Yeah. I've always said that. I said, man, if I could find one of them crazy coupon people, like that'd be willing to sell me on the cheap, that'd be ideal for RA. Like RA without having to do the work of RA, just go straight to the check.
Yes, they would be a great source.
Yeah, Walgreens is good for RA though too. Like I don't know if you guys have ever messed with that.
CVS I've found some stuff as well, especially like health and beauty stuff. Jennifer just shared Tommy. If you saw fly swatter. Tommy and Tracy, we will be wrapping up here in a few minutes, guys. Tommy and Tracy are live after us. So if you guys would like to go over there. Hey, Drew, thank you for coming in. Yeah, and couponing, people don't realize how much time it takes. And then you're like buying stuff because it's on sale that you don't really need. And I stopped. I stopped. It was just crazy. Richard, I don't do the do you see the fly swatter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He thinks it's funny. I don't do the shopping. Brad does the shopping for us. So he does use the Winn-Dixie app though, I think, to get some coupons off of that. But I'm going to go ahead and make everybody big. We'll do Regina, then Eric, then Julian. Let everybody close out. Just give us a little self-plug for their channel. We do have 140 still in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We will be here again next Tuesday at the same time. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to make Miss Regina big real quick.
I just want to thank Kat for inviting me on the show tonight. I have enjoyed myself, and y'all please follow me. I'm doing some new things. Like I said, I'm starting to do my booth where I'll be putting all of my hard goods and fragile items in, and just follow me on my journey on my YouTube channel. It's Regina Michelle.
Whoa, Regina did hit 1,000, so congrats again on hitting 1,000.
Yay!
And thank you all so much. I appreciate that support.
Yep, all right, Eric.
Great. Well, Kat, thanks for having me on. And obviously, man, it's kind of crazy because me and Kat go a little ways back as far as I remember her getting started. She was a big help to me early on, for sure. And still now, I know I can reach out to her if there's something I have a question about. But so thank you guys for being on. Julian, nice seeing you on this side of the camera. So, and Regina, as always, great hanging out. So like I said, for me, Friday night reseller roundtable, feel free to stop by. That's 8 o'clock Eastern. And I'm hoping to get some video footage shot this week of some of that crazy estate sale pick and see what's going on with that. But every Tuesday, listing live, come and hang out. I'm on all day from 9 a.m. Eastern right on till whenever we finish, usually around 4 or 5 o'clock. So feel free to come by. Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right, Julian.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out and hanging out. I know we did hold like 140 some people, so thank you. If you want to head over to my channel, go ahead, take a look. I do like what sold, a lot of those, and haul videos. And recently, I just been taking the GoPro with me because it's a lot faster. So I just take you along with my day and tell you exactly what to do as a full-time reseller. So it's fairly interesting someday. Fairly not.
And yeah, they've been great. Those have been fun. If you're not subscribed to me, it's crazy. So over 50% of people that watch me are not subscribed to me. So if you're not subscribed to me, definitely, 53% are not subscribed that are watching me. Wow. Definitely subscribe. You are very welcome, Miss Crystal. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us. I saw Flipperson too. I appreciate all of you guys. If we miss comments, I'm sorry. The chat does go fast when you've got so many people in here, but we do appreciate everybody, and we will be here next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you guys then.